Hi everyone, in this special episode of From the Lens, we delve deep into the Trainspotting with Barry's archives and go back to the 1960s to check out Hurstville Station and the construction of the Hurstville Super Centre. Stay tuned. In 1884, Hurstville Station opened as the terminus to the new Illawarra line from Redfern. And as the line extended south, the station and Hurstville itself began to grow. Hurstville Station went from having two side platforms to two island platforms when the line was quadruplicated in 1925. By the mid-20th century, Hurstville had turned from a logging town to a bustling suburban hub, with both electric suburban and steam-hauled South Coast passenger services stopping at the growing centre. By 1957, when crowds were lining up to see the new movie Bridge over the River Kwai at the cinemas, one baker's dream had begun to come true. 1 year earlier, in 1956, a cake shop owner by the name of Mr. Bowes, who was inspired by the shop sitting above Wynyard Station, put an application forward to Hurstville Council to build a 5-storey development above the Hurstville Station site. And by 1957 the first beams had gone up for the futuristic shopping centre. But will it end up being what he dreamed of? In the late 1950s and early 60s, there was no large shopping centres. To go to the shops would mean you went to the main street, to the individual independent shops that lined each side. Large supermarkets like Coles also were situated on the main street. Buses and cabs brought shoppers to the busy streets that were lined with parked cars. The concept of a multi-level shopping complex was groundbreaking, and it would mean that Hurstville would be the first in the area to provide such a shopping experience. It would bring more shoppers to the hub. Train travellers wouldn't even need to go outside with the station under the complex. What convenience. Stage 1 of the complex was to be a single level of shops with a rooftop car park, but later stages would include a prestige shopping level and 6 levels of apartments. As the construction of Stage 1 progressed, engineers had to find a way for the hundreds of rail passengers a day to get onto the station safely. They came up with a temporary set of wooden stairs that allowed passengers to get onto the platform from near the cenotaph in Memorial Square. This large staircase allowed passengers to walk up onto level 1 in the construction site and then down onto the platforms. A temporary ticket window was set up on level 1 during this time. By 1965, the opening day was approaching. The temporary stairs were removed and the completed entrance was put into use while the shops were fitted out inside. In place of the temporary stairwell, a small entrance with a wooden escalator was opened. The memorial area was beautified with gardens, and a mosaic mural sat proudly on the wall of the Super Centre overlooking the cenotaph. On the 13th of September the day had finally arrived, and a crowd of around 8,000 people flooded the rooftop car park, main street and surrounding rooftops to see the New South Wales Premier, Mr Robert Askin, and Mayor of Hurstville, Alan Lawrence, officially opened Hurstville Super Centre. Crowds were wowed with construction statistics such as the centres used as much structural steel that it could build 1,500 Holden cars, or enough steel to make a railway line from Hurstville to Sutherland. The total concrete used would be enough to make a footpath from Sydney to Canberra, and the air conditioning was enough to chill 192,000 bottles of drink. It was said that the centre is supplied with enough electricity to illuminate the whole of the St George district, and the air at the platform level was completely changed every hour. This was a worry to the general public during the steam era. Amidst the celebrations loomed a monster on the horizon that would put a stop to the multi-level centre's future. 1 month later, to the day exactly after the Hurstville Super Centre was opened, Ryde Shopping Centre's doors opened to the public. This was the death knell for any future development, and the prestige shopping level and apartment extensions were put on hold. Nearby Miranda Fair was bought by Westfields Corporation in 1969, and the final nail in the coffin to the Super Centre was in 1978, when Westfields Hurstville opened. The Super Centre from then on could not compete with the larger centres. Life plodded on around the centre until 2007, when cracks in the structure were discovered and a $15 million redevelopment needed to happen to refurbish the centre, which now includes a Coles and many other specialty stores. There have been other plans to build on top of the centre, but all have been shelved due to concerns that damage to structural supports in the event of a derailment may collapse the building. Next time you travel through Hurstville, give a thought to that baker's dream and what could have happened. Before we get started, I just wanted to thank everybody that's entered the competition. It's been great reading all your comments and requests. To select the winner, I've picked a randomiser program to be fair to everyone that's entered. Here we go. And the winner is Griffin Rails. Congratulations, Griffin. You're the lucky winner of the Generations poster. Direct message me via Facebook or Instagram. The links are in the description. If no contact's made, there will be a redraw in a couple of days. Thanks everybody for entering our competition, and stay tuned for future comps. I've got some really good ones coming.